Artificial intelligence is scaling across global industries at a rate that far exceeds traditional automation. These systems are moving toward a state of autonomous agency, influencing decisions and outcomes without constant human oversight. This rapid expansion masks a severe vulnerability. The users engaging these systems often lack the internal development required to manage them effectively. A person without a strong internal architecture for thought eventually hands over their judgment and identity to the machine. They begin to rely on the algorithm for the very interpretations that define their reality. For those who do not think deeply, external systems step in to fill the void. These platforms start to define what is true and what is meaningful, effectively scripting the consciousness of the user. Entering this landscape as a dependent, without a clear philosophical framework, is the specific point where technological victimhood begins. Personal sovereignty erodes when you borrow thoughts and adopt the conclusions suggested by a machine. Eventually, you inherit an identity shaped by digital trends rather than individual conviction. At this stage, AI stops being a tool and functions instead as an invisible author. It begins to dictate the boundaries of your own awareness. This creates a divide. Individuals must choose to lead as drivers or fall behind as victims. The outcome hinges on a person's internal capacity for reasoning, which provides more leverage than mere hardware access or technical speed. We define organic intelligence as the disciplined architecture of human thought. It is the core intelligence that governs external tools rather than being governed by them. This capacity exists independently of academic IQ, information retention, or basic digital literacy. It is the ability to maintain clarity before a tool is even picked up. The victim in this environment is characterized by a lack of internal framing. They allow the machine to process, question, and define reality more thoroughly than they do themselves. The driver prioritizes vision before velocity. They establish their own identity and purpose before immersing themselves in a digital stream of data. A machine can synthesize data or generate options at incredible speeds. However, it lacks the capacity to bear moral weight or possess a conscience. Those responsibilities remain exclusively human. Organic intelligence provides the necessary anchoring to ensure that a technologically sophisticated person does not become existentially hollow. This starts with identity, the principles you will never outsource to a machine. Thought architecture follows, manually framing concepts instead of merely reacting. Finally, discernment and judgment act as filters, separating certainty from noise and weighing consequences before acting. Rigorous self-mastery is the foundational task of this era, taking precedence over the mastery of any specific tool. These internal frameworks provide a defense against intellectual colonization, preventing your logic from being scripted by platforms and algorithms. Building humans who can resist cognitive laziness has become more urgent than engineering the next generation of algorithms. Organizations must now focus on building cultures that value actual wisdom. They must distinguish between the speed of automation and the quality of human judgment. On a national scale, digital sovereignty depends on the internal depth of human capital. A population that cannot think for itself is a population that can be manipulated. Institutions that import artificial intelligence without cultivating the organic intelligence of their people are simply importing dependency. The core danger remains the widening gap between machine capability and human underdevelopment. The continuous rise of artificial intelligence is an unavoidable reality of our time. The final question is whether the human using the tool will remain more grounded and clearer in their purpose than the tool itself. Those who govern technology through superior human depth transform these tools into amplifiers of purpose. You must decide whether to be the victim of an intelligence you do not govern or the driver of an intelligence you are wise enough to lead. Cultivating organic intelligence preserves human sovereignty in a world of intelligent machines.